Troubled times, troubled times. Welcome, gentlemen, to the David Drone Red Pill Nation show. This is my 6th episode, and today's topic will be borderline personality disorder. And as you can see, there is a picture of Angelina Jolie. Now, I do not know if she has borderline personality disorder, nor do I know if she has any psychiatric issues, but I'm willing to bet she does have borderline personality disorder, and by the time I'm done with this episode, you might come to the same conclusion. Now, I'm not placing any judgment on Angelina Jolie. Obviously, I do not know her. I'm also not placing any judgment on women who have borderline personality disorder. To be honest with you, I prefer to be sexually involved with a woman who has borderline personality disorder because they're just really good in bed, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to map out 5 ways you know you are with a woman who has borderline personality disorder. So let's get going. There is a direct correlation between super hot girls and psychiatric disorders. Actually, there's a direct correlation between women and psychiatric disorders. It would behoove you, gentlemen, to gain some knowledge in the psychiatric field, because when you're out there in the game, messing around with women, you're going to learn a lot about psychiatric issues. So let's talk about borderline personality disorder. Now, I'm not going to Google this and give you a definition. I'm just going to give you my rough assessment of what this disorder is. And I'll give you a little background. When I was 26, I worked at a psychiatric facility. It was a crisis stabilization unit. It's a long story. It was just kind of a random job I got. So I was around a lot of different patients who had psychiatric issues. And borderline personality disorder is a psychiatric issue that psychiatrists cannot stand because there is no cure. It is 99% females, and basically the main characteristic is manipulation. So you're dealing with attractive, manipulative women. It's a nightmare. Interesting side note though, Jeffrey Dahmer was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. He is one of the few males who have been diagnosed with this. So, borderline personality disorder. My understanding of it is this. When a child is born, let's say a female is born, in the very early stages of being a baby, something happens and they are stripped away from one of the parents, these are the girls with the daddy issues, but something happens where they don't get their needs met. So how they deal with it is something called splitting. And what that means is when they see people, they will assign people as being either bad or good. So it's major black or white thinking. Now they can do that with the same person too. One day you're labeled good, one day you're labeled bad. So that's kind of one of the main things that they do. They have very strong personalities. They're very hypersexual people. And obviously they're extremely insecure. So we're going to go into more details in the next slides. I just wanted to give a little introduction. There is who we are and who we portray ourselves to the world. We all do it. It's not anything out of the ordinary. When you're dealing with a borderline personality disorder woman, they are the masters of this. And it's called the chameleon effect. And I sort of look at it like this. With borderline personality disorder, if you think about it, a woman with borderline personality disorder doesn't really know who she is. She doesn't necessarily have a personality that's been fully formed. So what she does instead is she adopts personalities based on the situation she is in. So when she is pursuing a man, or she's in a sexual relationship with a man, the personality she's going to adopt is going to be one that the man is going to like. And this is obviously just going to be an advantage to the man. So these are the type of women who are feminine, sexual. They are passive. They're your prototypical nice, sweet girls who are just amazing in bed. Sex is the most important part of a relationship because a relationship with a woman should be sexually based, right, gentlemen? When you're dealing with a woman with borderline personality disorder, they are amazing in bed. And it really depends on what you're looking for, but most men like a submissive woman because that's just sort of the role women play in sex. And you will know if you are dealing with a woman with borderline personality disorder as soon as you start sleeping with her, because she will do whatever you want. They are the best in bed. Daddy issues can be a double-edged sword. When I was younger, I was just delighted to find out the woman I was with had daddy issues. As I get older, it seems a little more of a liability. But here's the deal, gentlemen. All women have daddy issues. It's really just to what degree. And a woman with daddy issues is going to be better in bed. It's just the way it is. They're going to be more submissive. They're going to want a little more aggression, a little more sensual aggression in bed. And this is especially true for women with borderline personality disorder, because most of the time they have had some traumatic event that happened with their father. Now, this could mean the father was never there, the father was mean to the mother. I mean, there's different degrees. But daddy issues is something that you will find in women with borderline personality disorder, for sure. The herd mentality is a big deal with women. They also call it the hive mind. Women have strength in numbers, and this is true because they are weaker when compared to men. That has to do with strength, intelligence, just all around. They are the lesser than of the two genders. There's nothing wrong with that. It's biological, it's science, it's just how it is. So women have learned to band together to create a sisterhood. That way they can combat the stronger, more aggressive men. So you will find, gentlemen, when you're dating women, they have lots of friends that they socialize with. And these socializations and these meetings with women, they just, from a male perspective, seem so trite and just, why? But it's important to them. Now, if you find yourself dating or having sex with a woman who has no female friends, she's an outcast. She's not a part of the herd, and that's a bit of a red flag. Also, instead of having a lot of female friends, she will probably have lots of male friends. Okay? This is a big characteristic of a woman with borderline personality disorder. So be on the lookout for this. Restraining orders are a very scary situation for men. And unfortunately, it can happen in today's society, especially today's gynocentric feminist society. It is really easy for a woman to just say, you know what, I've had it, I'm going to put a restraining order on you. I bring this up with borderline personality disorder women because they are extremely manipulative and extremely immature. The other thing to note with them is they're always going to have a bunch of men around them. They're usually sleeping with these men. For whatever reason, they like men around. And be careful, because it's real easy to catch them with one of their men, get upset, get jealous, get angry, throw off the handle, and next thing you know, they're going to try and slap a restraining order on you. So the main thing to take away with a borderline personality disorder woman is this: because she's a chameleon, she's going to sneak into your life and look like Miss Perfect. But as you progress in the relationship, you're going to start seeing the red flags. And you're going to start realizing, uh-oh, I've got a borderline personality disorder woman on my hands. Once you find that out, it's up to you what you do from then. Because if it ends badly and you upset her, she is not going to be afraid to throw some low punches. And that means restraining orders. That means getting police involved. That means maybe sending one of her guys out to get you. So understand you're dealing with someone who really has no moral system and someone who uses sex as a weapon. So that's going to go ahead and conclude this episode. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, leave a like, and there's more to come.